Hello, my name is Taha, and I'm going to be presenting on question 2, understanding the impact of macro environmental factors on Jill Sanders' strategic decision making process to open a store in Malaysia. Now, a little background check on Jill Sander. It is a luxury fashion brand founded in 1968 and it is owned by the group called Only the Brave. The approach of its owner was to create a brand that values subtle luxury. The brand runs on the ideology of less is more by focusing on excellent tailoring and neutral colors. It aligns with one of the five winning value propositions that we learned earlier, which is more for more. It is usually used by luxury brands like Jill Sanders. Now, these are going to be the five macro environmental factors we're going to be talking about. Factor number one, economic environment. The GDP growth rate has went up from 3.7% to 4.4%. This means that there's an increase in economic activity and increase in consumer purchasing power. Number two, unemployment rate has went up from 3.6% to 3.7%. The overall level is still low, which means that there's stability in the labor market. Number three, inflation rate has went up from 2.5% to 2.8%. This means there might be additional business costs for luxury brands like Jill Sanders. However, this also means that there is increase in consumer demand and economic activity. So overall, there is a favorable economic environment for luxury brands. Fact number two, political environment. Anwar Ibrahim, the Prime Minister of Malaysia, has said that Malaysia is no longer a country that tolerates corruption and the embezzlement of funds. He has also stated that as a result of this, there is political stability and there is a clarity of policies that invites other industries to invest in Malaysia, which is good for Jill Sanders. Fact number three, cultural environment. A study showed that 70% of young consumers are willing to buy subtle luxury goods to fit into society. So, this increased influence and the pressure from cultural and societal norms, along with the growing wealthy society, leads the market for luxury brands like Jill Sander. Factor number four, technological environment. The World Bank has stated that Malaysia is putting emphasis towards growing the digital economy. Using Jill Sanders' adoption of the Moon channel in Malaysia can provide very useful in personalizing an online shopping experience for the customers. This can help them take the e-commerce lines by surprise, as we can see in this diagram that the online store distribution channel revenue is still quite small compared with the rest of the graph. The final factor, natural environment. A study in Malaysia found that students had a very strong intention to protect nature. This completely aligns with Jill Sanders' environmental goals since it is committed to using materials with a lower environmental impact. In conclusion, macro-environmental factors play a very important role for Jill Sanders' strategic decision-making to expand into Malaysia. However, by carefully analyzing and adapting to these external influences, it can position itself for success.